We all know that Watchtower has claimed to be a prophet or prophet-like organization, regardless of their weasel words and claims to the contrary, when anyone wants to point out their errors and changes. Many have shown their overt use of the word prophet as well as channel of truth, etc. But I've been noticing a more sly and subtle way that they equate themselves with the true prophets of the Old Testament throughout their literature. I'll show you what I mean. Here's one where they call themselves the Ezekiel class. Now, Ezekiel was a prophet, so why are they making that analogy? They're trying to say, like subtly, that they're like Ezekiel. Here's another one about Aaron and Moses. Aaron served as a mouthpiece for Moses. This pictures how Jesus Christ, by reason of his being in heaven and having a glorious divine nature, has an impediment, as it were, in regard to delivering personally God's message to human creatures upon earth, and so has the remnant of his spiritual brothers, as a modern-day Aaron, speak for him. So we see here it's just like Aaron and Moses, but in this case it's Jesus speaking to the Watchtower to speak for him. And they're saying they're not a prophet and they're not inspired. Oh, and how nice of them to speak for Jesus since he's so helpless with his impediment. Here's another one where they call themselves the John class, meaning John the Apostle, writer of the book of Revelation. This is in the Revelation Grand Climax book. God had a channel for communicating revelation in John's day, and John was the earthly part of that channel. Likewise, God has a channel for giving spiritual nourishment to his slaves today. See how they equate themselves with all these inspired prophets in the Bible? But if you want to call them out on something, they're not prophets and they're not inspired. Here, in another one, they're called the Jeremiah class. And next, they are equated with John the Baptist and Elijah. His modern-day counterpart, the Watchtower Society. How about Micah? I won't read this whole thing, but these were prefigured by Jehovah's prophet Micah. Activities like those of Micah have been carried on modernly. Then they are again equated with Elijah, sounding the warning of the great and fear-inspiring day of Jehovah. Here's another one about the prophet Micaiah. Holy Spirit had been poured out upon them from on high, and as foretold, the effect upon them was that they prophesied. Here's another one where they're equated with Isaiah. Hezekiah looked for counsel to Jehovah's channel of communication, the faithful prophet Isaiah. And they, meaning the other sheep, inquire for the right course from the faithful and discreet slave organization of Jesus' anointed followers on earth. Next, they equate themselves to Elisha, another prophet, and we must also render them obedience, honor, and respect, like the people of Israel were supposed to do to Elisha, the prophet of Jehovah. Then they are equated with Amos, who is talking about all the prophets, and the Watchtower says we should continue looking to Jehovah, his prophetic word, and his organization for direction. There you go.